Hello, how are you? I am Diego Aguinsaca, and today I'm going to show you all the details about this beautiful machine, the FORZA Goliat. Today we are here in Monterrey at the factory of one of our clients, Industrial Robotic Solutions, with this beauty. First, let's talk about the size. This particular model has a width of 3 meters and a length of 6 meters as a working area, but this FORZA Goliat can be manufactured up to a width of 6 meters and a length of 24 meters, really huge. This makes it ideal for working with all these types of plates that are really heavy, and that is the main application. Speaking of laser power, these machines can be equipped with 6,000, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, and up to 60,000 watts. It's crazy. Obviously, that is one of the most powerful lasers that are currently manufactured with fiber laser. And basically, the machine can support this type of laser. This one in particular is equipped with 6,000, but when equipped with 60,000 watts, it could cut black steel over 3 inches. Let's start with the installation conditions, or the requirements to have one of these giant machines. First, the space. Obviously, I need to have the available space. And as you can see, this machine is installed on these steel plates that are embedded in the floor. Depending on the size of the machine, we will have more or fewer plates. In this case, we have 8 plates that are welded with a laser system to ensure perpendicularity and parallelism. This is super important so that the machine can remain stable over time and withstand vibrations, as number 1. As number 2, the electrical aspect. The electrical supply for this machine requires 440 or 223 phase. Obviously, due to the power of these machines, we cannot use single phase or any generally low voltage line like 110. We need industrial power. Here we have a 443 phase breaker of 150 amperes, which is sufficient for the power of this machine. Now let's move on to the third, extraction systems. Another requirement is to have a well-ventilated area and to have an adequately designed extraction duct to eliminate the fumes or gases generated during cutting. Another requirement, although not mandatory but that does help, is one of these 10-ton cranes, which first of all makes the installation much easier. And also helps us load the material in a simple, efficient way without having to use forklifts or any other type of tools that really waste our time. Finally, a gas station with oxygen, nitrogen, and also with compressed air, since the machine also has pneumatic systems that generally require compressed air between 6 to 8 bars. The main features of this machine: first, the gantry system is a bridge-type system, which means that the guides for the y-axis and the x-axis are separated from this base, or bed, where the steel plates rest. When we drop a plate that can weigh up to 5 tons, it can deform this base, but it doesn't matter because this movement rail, which is basically the important part of the machine, is not affected. It will not bend because there are 2 separate pieces. One piece is the base and the other piece is the rails. In this way, the machine will always be protected. That is the main point. That is why this machine is designed for thick plates, for slabs, for really heavy items. Another feature that I love is the extraction system. One of the most complicated challenges in these large machines is extraction. Since the fumes generated are open, it is difficult to extract them. That is why this machine has a staged extraction system. In this machine, we have 10 sections. Each of these sections covers a specific area. What does that mean? When the machine is working, only a pneumatic door on the right and left opens and extracts only the smoke that is in this area, which is basically where it will be generated, and through internal ducts of the guides, it carries it with the help of those motors to the outside. So, 2021, not all the time is the entire machine working. As such, only the section where the head is located in its current position is working. Only one door on the left and right is open, which will be extracting the fumes from this area. These doors open automatically. Here in this machine there are 10 sections, and this makes the extraction really efficient. This design is spectacular. This is the outlet duct. We have two, one on the right side and one on the left side. As you can see, it takes from the beam because internally it has a duct that is activated in sections. This box here is a silencer for the motor. Well, having two and being so powerful, they start to generate quite a bit of noise, which is why it is essential to have these boxes to reduce the noise. Also, bases to reduce vibration. Here we see how we have the two ducts that join into one at the end, and generally they take it outside. This is the entire path that the extraction system follows to eliminate all the fumes or gases generated during the cutting process. Another feature of the machine is the 1000 graphite protection system. A customer once asked us, "Hey, if this machine is so powerful, how is it possible that the laser doesn't destroy the base made of steel?" And it is a very valid question. Because of course a 20,000 watt laser can easily melt or fuse steel regardless of thickness. That is why the base or bed has a graphite plate all along the bottom. Internally, what the graphite does is absorb the laser so that it does not destroy itself. This protection gives it much longer lifespan. These sensors here are one of the parts that I love. They create an invisible barrier. Here there is both an emitter and a receiver at the front and at the back. What these sensors do is create these invisible barriers to protect the operator. If a person, for example, is here, maybe removing a piece, and someone moves the machine will stop. That is, the head will come and it won't hit me, it will stop. The same happens at the back. If someone were moving or taking a piece and this machine starts to move, there is this invisible barrier that the moment it is interrupted will pause. The same happens if we have a steel plate that we might be loading, and the machine is moving and detects it. That will prevent the equipment from being hit. Does this machine require some peripherals to work, such as the power supply, chiller, stabilizer, regulator? And everything is located in that cabinet we have at the back. All these peripherals are there. Why? Well, we have placed it inside a cabinet as the laser source generally needs to operate at 25 degrees, and this cabinet is sealed to maintain 25 degrees internally. There are seasons in Monterrey when the temperature reaches up to 40 degrees Celsius in the environment, so having an area, the ambient temperature all the time is necessary to operate this type of machine. Let's see what is inside. In this environment, we have the main peripherals, starting with the regulation system, the stabilization system. Well, this one maintains a constant voltage to the equipment so that when there is an over voltage or a drop in voltage, the equipment is not at risk and always maintains stability in the electrical supply. This is super important since the laser is very susceptible to voltage changes. Over here we have the cooling system, which is a chiller. Basically, it recirculates water for both the laser source over here and the head. It has this duct which has been constructed to the outside because hot air comes out from here. If this duct did not exist, the air conditioning would have to work excessively, which is why this duct is installed, so that all the hot air generated by the water cooling can exit through this duct. And well, over here we have the laser source. Here we have the laser fiber cable, which is super interesting because the light comes out of here, the laser with enough strength to cut steel, and it is called laser fiber because it is transported through a fiber cable. Over here we have the control cabinet where we have our FORZA play controller, some servo motor controllers, and electronic cards. Over here, we have the air conditioning. Well, this lamp, which is a status lamp, if the machine has any alarm or alert, it will turn red. And well, in this electrical cabinet, we can see the contactors, the switches, all the electrical parts required for the equipment. I want to focus a little on the brands of the components. You can notice that for the entire electrical line, we use the German brand Siemens. Everything is actually made with Siemens. And the servo motor part, the controllers, are from the French brand Schneider. Well, really, for these equipment, this type of brands is required to guarantee the working time. And that would be all that is here in the cabinet. As you can see, it has a thermal insulation wall to maintain the ideal temperature inside this cabinet. And to continue with the topic of brands, which is a frequent question, well, this equipment uses servo motors from the Schneider brand. We also have the pneumatic line from the SMC brand. All the on-off proportional control valves, as well as the valves found throughout the guide rail, are all from the SMC brand. The rails are from the Japanese Highwind. And well, I definitely want to make a note here because we get asked a lot about the components, but really what matters is the quality over the design of the equipment. Sometimes we can have the most expensive components, but if it is not well assembled, we'll be making efforts and end up breaking gears. So the guarantee we always give to our clients is for the complete equipment, not for any specific brand component. No, in general for the entire machine, from the laser source to a button. And finally, this control cabinet for the operator, which is mobile so that the operator can place it where it is most convenient for them. Here, the FORZA Play software is included. The software that allows us to control the entire machine, the functions, cutting calibrations, speeds, the drawings where I place my orders, my plates within the workpiece, and automate the process, saving material. Above all, it is a very user-friendly software that is in Spanish for the Latin American market with terms that we obviously know. Here we have the control buttons for the machine's power, the emergency stop, and the activation of the extraction systems. We can activate the extraction systems directly from the software. Well, at this moment I have already activated them. They sound a bit there, they start to gain speed, and that would be the maximum sound we have when the machine is extracting. These motors can also be activated automatically while I am working and turn off by themselves when I have completed the work. Apart from the visual components, the FORZA Goliat also has some special features. First, smart focus technology, which allows it to always maintain a constant distance, regardless of the plate, whether it is bent or not. Marking technology that allows me not only to cut but also to mark, and this is super important when I want to do bending processes or have a signal for some reference. 2001 gravity cut technology takes advantage of the inertia of movement to make cuts up to 60% faster when they are square or circular patterns. Find edge that automatically recognizes the edges of a plate, no matter if it is twisted, to arrange the pieces in an orderly manner and make the most of the material. And finally, an automatic trajectory system that will prevent collisions with the pieces that detach. And if a collision occurs, the machine has an automatic sensor that detects any of these pieces and pauses to avoid damage. These are among some other great features of this machine. And that has been all regarding the details of this beautiful machine, the FORZA Goliat. If you want to know more, for example, about the thicknesses used and corresponding to each laser power, then write to us. An advisor will be happy to assist you. We also have more videos about this equipment here on our channel, and don't forget to leave us any doubts, questions, or suggestions for other videos you want us to make in the comments. See you soon. Bye-bye.